Hello and welcome to the Unscripted podcast. I'm Ryan Rank, the senior film columnist here at the Daily Texan in the Larts department, and I'm joined by my co-hosts.
I'm Sage, the Larts associate editor.
Yes.
And resident TV enthusiast.
Yes, I'm the resident movie enthusiast, but that doesn't matter because what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about the Emmys.
With Emmys, because if everything goes to plan, this episode's coming out the day the Emmys are happening.
Mm-hmm.
So you can listen to our podcast episode and then go watch the Emmys. Go watch them because this is the 74th.
Yeah.
Yeah, 74th Emmys, which is wild considering the Oscars are in their 95th this year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, I want to be in Hollywood by the 100th, but we're not talking about the Oscars today.
Oh, 5 more years.
Yeah, right? But the Emmys, 74th, I believe, annual. Yeah, it is 74th.
Mm-hmm.
This Emmys started in the 1940s, in case you didn't know. It was like a local thing in LA, Hollywood area. And then around the 50s, they decided to make it a mass market thing, kind of like the Oscars in the same regard. And ever since then, it's taken off because obviously you had the television boom of really, it started in the 50s, I believe, with a lot of like political debates and things like that being put on television. But then you hit the 80s with the sitcom era, and that's really when the Emmys got most of its viewership.
Yes.
But that's kind of just a small, brief history about the Emmys. I mean, the Emmys is always labeled as like diet Oscars.
Diet Oscars.
Yeah.
I would say in my, like, the way I see it is like it's a little more prestigious than like the Golden Globes.
Yeah. Well, and I definitely think it's gotten more popular as streaming has grown.
Do you watch it?
I don't, actually. The Emmys isn't one I tune in for, but I might this year.
I feel like this year though, like I feel like the lineup of movies, I've seen most of them. Yeah, yeah. The lineup of shows this year, I feel like I've seen more than in past years.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's just because of COVID. And like, you know, people are having more time at home to like watch TV. I feel like TV, I'm definitely not going to say like TV was helped out by COVID because that's not true. But I do think people had more time at home to like really like watch shows and like start shows. Like a lot of people were streaming. And so I feel like this will be a big year for the Emmys, I think.
And it's the streaming wars. I mean, like everyone's trying to make the next best show. And get the next Game of Thrones or the next Walking Dead or the next Stranger Things, you know? But we're just going to go through this list until we feel like we've done enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to start with?
I say we just start with the first one on, like, we have a little PDF pulled up from the Emmys for predictions. So if you and your friends want to go do it, just look up the Emmys website. You can find what we're looking at.
I haven't seen What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, and that's
I need
the
to.
Taika Waititi one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that actually I've heard is a great series.
Oh, it looks so cool. It looks so stylized. I feel like I'd be obsessed with it. I just haven't.
That is a Taika series. I think it is a Taika series because he also made that Pirates one this year, right?
Oh, Our Flag Means Death.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I want to watch it.
I love that show. That was such a good one. And comedy, I will say, comedy is something that's really hard for me to watch.
Yeah.
Like TV comedies can be really hard. I've never been like a big sitcom person. Like it's just hard for me because I don't know. Like I've always just gravitated toward dramas when it comes to TV, but I feel like the comedies on this list, I've seen most of them and like they are all genuinely so good.
Mm-hmm. So the comedies on this list are Abbott Elementary, Barry, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Hacks, Only Murders in the Building, Ted Lasso, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes.
So right out the gates, see, who I want to win would be Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I do too.
I wouldn't be mad if they won. I also wouldn't be mad if Barry won.
That's who I think's gonna win.
I don't think that is so.
It's either that or Only Murders in the Building. That's gonna win?
I was gonna say either. I think Abbott Elementary, Ted Lasso, or Hacks will win.
Really? Why do you think Ted Lasso? Because I could see Abbott Elementary and Hacks, but why Ted Lasso?
I don't think Ted Lasso. I feel like every year Ted Lasso has taken home such a huge amount of awards.
That's fair.
And like historically, and I do think like this past season of Ted Lasso was really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And people loved it. I don't know, but it's also been a sec, and I feel like we haven't been talking about it. But like when that was coming out, that was like a big comedy at the time.
That was the show.
That was the show.
Like Chris Beard. Is this his
yes,
name? He was
yes,
like, everyone go watch it
Coach
at
Beard.
our freshman thing.
Have you seen it?
I've seen the first season.
Okay, yeah.
I wasn't a big fan, to be honest.
Okay,
I
yeah.
understand
That's
why
understandable.
people like it and why it's good, and I respect it. I just didn't get as into it as I was hoping.
This was a show that I was like, you cannot make me watch Ted Lasso, because everyone was telling me, oh, you need to watch it. And I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. This like silly like. Also, people kept describing it as like a feel good, and I'm not a fan of like a feel good. Genuinely, like,
Really?
generally, yeah.
I don't even know if it was a feel good necessarily.
It's
It
not.
gets heavy at
It's
points.
not. I do think it's pretty heartwarming. I think it's a very like heartwarming
That's
show.
true.
But people kept describing it to me as like it's a feel good. I was like, I don't know if I really want like a sports. Two things I don't like: a feel good and sports. Two things I don't like. And I was like,
I don't like Space Jam.
I've never seen Space Jam, and I don't need to.
You need to. It's the best.
I'll watch it.
Yes.
But I was like, I'm not gonna watch Ted Lasso, and then I watched it in 2 days, and I loved it. And it had me crying, it had me laughing. I loved it. But I wouldn't. It's far from my favorite. It's honestly far from my favorite show on this list, though.
Okay.
Of comedies.
So like, what would you want to win versus like what you think?
I think what I would want to win. I would say my favorite show on this list is Curb Your Enthusiasm as well.
I agree.
Larry David.
He's hilarious.
Is my favorite.
That show is. I mean, the new season wasn't as strong.
Yeah, I haven't watched the new season. I'll be honest.
It's
yeah.
It's not. It's not as good as like the old stuff.
I love him so much. Abbott Elementary or Hacks. I didn't like Hacks. Hot take.
Really?
I didn't like it. Have you seen it?
Only one episode.
It's
like
I thought the comedy okay.
Lot,
but I thought I didn't really like find myself like really feeling connected to the characters.
Okay.
But people loved it. But I do think Abbott Elementary is gonna win. Yeah, it has a lot of young stars like Quinta Brunson, who it's so cool because like I feel like I remember watching her on BuzzFeed in like middle school, and now she has this HBO show. But I do think like Abbott Elementary certainly deserves to win, and if not, I do think that like it'll definitely have some stars. Like I would love for Quinta Brunson to win lead actress.
Yeah.
If it doesn't win best comedy series, but I could see that winning. Barry, I think, is an amazing dark comedy that I would also love to win.
I need to watch the new season.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's really good. It definitely has like its dark moments though, I will say.
Bill Hader is one of my favorite people in the world.
I love Bill Hader. We need to get him on the podcast.
Get Bill Hader on the podcast?
We need to get him on the podcast.
I feel like if I were an actor, I would be Bill Hader.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. Or like he could play you in a movie.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Finn Wolfhard thing where he's like, oh, I want Bill Hader to play my character in it.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of vibe where it's like, if I had anyone play my life, I would have Bill Hader.
Maybe we can just have an episode where like of Unscripted where like Bill Hader comes in and like subs in for you, and like someone
who would sub in for you?
Like I don't know, like an Anna Kendrick. Like pick like a petite brunette. She can come in and play me.
Or what's the girl from Jurassic World? What's her name?
Who?
The one with Chris Pratt. Why did I forget her
Bryce
name?
Dallas Howard.
Yeah, Bryce. You would be your actor.
Or the girl from The Orphan.
Does she fit your vibe?
Like the girl?
Yeah, does she? Oh my gosh.
I feel like she fits my vibe.
That's the best picture right there. No.
I just imagine her and Bill Hader with a podcast. That is so funny.
Bill Hader could do a podcast with anybody. All right. So we've established
we want Curb Your Enthusiasm to win, but I think Abbott Elementary will win.
Yes. I'll agree with that. I could see Abbott Elementary winning. Okay. I would say come back to this after the fact and see if we're right. Keep track if we're right. All right, let's go to drama series. We'll go sideways. So for drama series, we have Better Call Saul, Euphoria, Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Stranger Things, Succession, and Yellow Jackets.
This is a stacked category. When I saw this for the first time, you can ask Ryan, when I saw this for the first time, I posted a picture of it on my Instagram story, and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
I remember that.
Because this is like the first time where I've seen every show, except I haven't seen Better Call Saul.
Oh, that is...
I know.
I could talk for hours about that show.
I know.
That's one of my favorite shows of all time because I was a Breaking Baddie. So
a Breaking Baddie?
I was a Breaking Baddie. So I love Better Call Saul because that was one of the ones my dad and I watched growing up because I wasn't allowed to watch TV by myself if it was a rated M show or whatever. So I had to watch Better Call Saul with my dad.
You know, I need to watch it. I never watched Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is really good.
I know.
I would say... I know, as much as I love Stranger Things and Euphoria and everything in the world for shows, like I love a lot of the big shows. I don't know why I said it like that. But Breaking Bad is still arguably one of the best pieces of media of all time.
Really?
Yeah, especially seasons 4 and 5, I would say.
I need to watch it.
That's like peak of the show. And that's AMC. Like that's what took AMC into orbit.
Yeah. I feel like Breaking Bad's definitely having a moment right now. I feel like it's having like a bit of a resurgence.
It's because of Better
like,
Call Saul.
Yeah,
because the last season.
Yeah, I feel like I've just been seeing like a lot of people like going back and rewatching it, which maybe I need to hop on that.
The movie was pretty bad.
They had a movie?
They had El Camino.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I didn't really like it as much. I mean, it's good, but it wasn't like, it didn't capture what made Breaking Bad great.
Okay, so, oh God.
I know what I want versus what I think deserves it.
Okay, go.
I want Euphoria to win, because Euphoria for me was just, I don't watch shows often, but if I watch a show, it means I really like it. Like if I'm binging a show and talking about it constantly and tuning in for it every week, that's a feat. Like no show can make me do that. The only few shows I've done that are like Stranger Things, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, and Walking Dead. But Euphoria is one of the most recent shows in my mind that has made me watch every single episode and never want to stop watching it. You know? So to me, I want Euphoria to win purely based on the cinematography and how much I engaged with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think Better Call Saul is going to win.
See, yeah.
Or at least is most deserving of it.
I could, okay, because with Euphoria, I feel like especially for Gen Z, like that was such a moment, like in history. Like I feel like that and Stranger Things both, but because of like the weekly release of Euphoria, like every Sunday, people were having Euphoria parties. Every Sunday, like everyone in the world, not in the world, everyone, like most people our age, like every Sunday were, you know, watching Euphoria Sunday night. And then if you hadn't seen it, you need to avoid social media the whole next day because that's all the timeline was Euphoria.
Yeah.
And like that, like those 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks.
It was like 8 or 9.
Yeah. Like that was like, that just dominated like social media. That dominated like conversation, especially for our age group.
Even after the finale, it dominated for another 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Which
like,
is impressive
crazy
for a show to do that.
I do think I could see that. I don't think that'll take home drama series though.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like that show is so catered to teens, even though like I think that it does like reach a wide audience, and I think I'm not gonna call it like just like a, you know, like a cheesy teen show because it's not at all. But I don't see them awarding Euphoria.
I could see them not awarding it.
Just because it has such a young fan base, and also I didn't think the second season was that strong.
Really? I liked it more.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I felt like it was much more of a character study than the first one.
Okay.
Because the first one felt more like a series of plot beats thrown together to make the story, which is still really good. But I feel like the season 2 really dove into the characters more, despite how annoying it was. Yeah. But I think it was the annoyance and pain and cringe that I was feeling following these characters that made me enjoy it so much. Because I love character studies. Yeah. There's one thing about me.
You love a character study. I love a
character study.
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. The second season, I feel like they definitely went a little bit more, like they were having more fun with it. You could tell they had a lot of like cool, like very unique, like the whole episode of like the play, and like the whole episode of like Lexi is like directing this play.
I've never cringed more.
Very like meta, like it was low key cringy. The scene with Dominic Fikes playing the guitar for like 4 minutes. They gave him a whole song.
So good.
I don't know. I do feel like there were certain characters like Kat that I think that they kind of just like dropped, and which I know that they're suspected.
Yeah, they did drop her.
There are like some suspected like drama behind the scenes.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I didn't connect with Euphoria season 2 as much as like I still love it, and I think it's one of the best shows on this list. I will say this: I think Succession deserves to win, and I think Succession will win.
You really think Succession will win?
Yeah.
What's your pitch for that? Because, like, look what else is on the list.
I know. Well, so first of all, Succession, I'm pretty sure has won Best Drama Series for both of its other seasons.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, let me confirm that. I'm 99% sure.
Because, like looking at Succession compared to everything else, I can see it beating Stranger Things. I can see it beating Severance. I can see it beating Squid Game. I can see it beating Euphoria, but I don't see it beating Better Call Saul or Yellow Jackets.
So here's my pitch for Succession winning. So Succession in 2019 with season 1 was nominated for Outstanding Drama Series. It didn't win. Season 2 it won, and it like swept. Season 2 of Succession is probably, in my opinion, like it's probably my favorite season of television like ever. But it like swept. It won Best Drama Series. It swept the awards. I'm pretty sure it won at least 7 awards.
Oh, geez.
that year. That 7 Emmys because it's won 10 in total for its first and second seasons.
That's pretty impressive.
I could be wrong about that, but I know it has won. It's been nominated for 48 Emmys and it's won 10. And then this year this year alone for the Emmys, it earned 25 nominations,
Whew.
which is pretty big.
That's wild, yeah.
Which is, I believe it was the highest, it won the most of any show.
Yeah.
I believe. I could be wrong about that. Please fact check me on that. But regardless, that's a pretty high number. Succession had 25 nominations, including Best Drama Series. Most of the lead actors in that show were nominated. Most of the actors in general were nominated. Even like small characters were. But I could just see it winning. I think at this point it's considered like one of like the best dramas on television at this current moment. It won Best Drama Series last year for season 2, or actually that was in 2020. But now I feel like I could see it winning again for season 3. It's my favorite show.
Yeah.
So of course I'm gonna root for it. But I do think it deserves it. I mean, even though season 3 I don't think was as strong, but I do think that like it is just still like such a masterpiece and such like a profound story, and the acting is so good, and I feel like it's finally like getting its due. Even though it was already getting its due, but I feel like especially now it's like having its moment.
Yeah.
As we go into season 4. But yeah, I think I can see it winning. I could see Better Call Saul winning though, but again, I've never seen it.
I would say that's on par as one of the strongest series finales of all time.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, it's a really good show. Sorry,
people
I'm like, watch your foot when you step on the cable. No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. What else? Okay, I loved Yellow Jackets. I don't think it'll win, but I loved Yellow Jackets. Stranger Things.
I feel like Yellow Jackets has a chance in regard of like it's something new and original. I feel like that it's just not the same show every year, which I feel like helps.
I would love for Yellow Jackets. I don't see it winning Best Drama Series, but I would love for like a lead actress win or a supporting actress win.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Just because the acting was so good. Stranger Things, like that dominated conversation too, and like that's such a hit. Yeah. Genuinely, but I don't see it winning Best Drama Series.
It's a great show. I don't think it deserves Best Drama.
No.
I think maybe some actor nominations for sure. It didn't get any though from the look of this.
Or like even soundtrack.
They did win title card, best title sequence a while back when it first came out.
Interesting.
Which I honestly think is deserved. I think of any intro for a show, I don't ever skip that one.
I never skip it either. And or like I always like try to scramble to find the remote to like skip, and then but if I don't, I'm not. If I don't get it in time, like I'm not mad. Yeah.
They made 13 hours for that first season of Stranger Things. They made 13 hours of soundtrack and just had it play the entire show.
Really?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, they have like some silent moments, but
yeah. It worked.
13 hours of soundtrack.
No, that soundtrack has like it has to be laced with something. It's so good.
It's
like,
so good. It combines like early horror with Stephen King vibes, and it's perfect. It's flawless.
It's perfect. Still don't think it's gonna win Best Drama Series.
No, definitely not.
And then Severance. I want to give a shout out to Severance. That was like one of my favorite shows of the year.
What about Squid Game? What are your thoughts on Squid Game?
I love Squid Game.
I feel like I'm in. Oh, go ahead.
I love it. I don't think it deserves Best Drama. I think it's probably my least favorite on the list of the ones I've seen.
I got really bored watching Squid Game.
Really?
Yeah, which is weird because it feels like it should be my show. I want to give it another try. Because here's the thing. My favorite thing when I watched Squid Game wasn't the plot. It wasn't the effects. It was the costumes and the actors.
Yeah.
Every performance in Squid Game to me was phenomenal performance because I felt like I was really sympathizing with these characters from the first 20 minutes of the show. Mm-hmm. Or the first 20 minutes each character came in, because you have like the old man, you have the father, then you have all the other contestants you meet along the way and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I just liked the characters in that show so much, and I thought the performances were insanely good.
Yeah.
But the show itself just kind of felt weak to me, and they're making a season 2.
Yeah.
But I mean, you liked it, you said.
I liked it. I thought it was really entertaining. Again, I feel like sometimes a show is just by nature more entertaining when a large group of people's watching it, and of course, like everyone was watching it, and so it was cool just to like be able to like discuss it with people. And I do think it was really well written. I think that like
it's a good concept.
The concept is amazing. I was trying to say like not the action per se, but more of like the anxiety-ridden high stakes of it all was really well done, I think. And I thought it was like a really original show. I thought I don't know. And I
I
thought
should
like
go
you.
rewatch it for sure. I bet I'd
Yeah.
like it more now when it's not popular culture.
But once I finished it, I wasn't really like thinking about it.
Yeah.
When I finished it, not the way that I did like with most of these other shows.
Actually, that might be what it is for me. I didn't like walk out of that show being like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
remember that forever, because
Yeah.
I can barely tell you what happened in Squid Game, except for the one scene that always stood out to me was the red light, green light.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
finish it?
Yeah. But I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, because the scene that stood out to me was the marbles.
That's fair. That's
That
an
was
intense
good.
scene.
It was intense.
I just didn't like that game because I didn't understand what was happening.
Okay, that's true.
Because like, what was it? They had to make their own rules for like I don't know.
I tried to like teach the other night, or not the other night, like a few nights ago. I was like having a little sleepover with some friends, and we were like trying to like figure out how to play it from like the show, and we were like just watching it. We were like trying to like figure out the rules, and I was like looking it up, like how to play marbles, and it was fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, we had a good time.
I don't know. It's okay. Like I guess I respect the show, and I really think it was written well. It's just not my cup of tea. I guess is the best way to put it.
No, that's fair.
All right, so drama series.
Okay.
What you want versus what you think. You said was Succession. For
Final
both.
answer: Succession. Final answer for comedy series: Curb Your Enthusiasm, Abbott Elementary.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down to go with that.
Yeah.
I'm down. I could vibe with that one. Now we go to actors and actresses. So
we
we're
had
gonna-
some. This list is stacked.
Yeah, so we're gonna start with lead actor and lead actress in comedy series. So we'll go Donald Glover for Atlanta, Bill Hader for Barry.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized. Apologies if I mispronounce any of these names. Nicholas Hoult for The Great, Steve Martin for Only Murders in the Building, Martin Short for Only Murders in the Building, Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso. Is it Lasso or Lasso?
Lasso.
Is it Lasso?
Yeah.
I've been saying it right.
Because he's a southerner.
He's a
last name's
southern
Lasso.
man.
I think, okay, Bill Hader or Donald Glover should win.
I
Final
want Bill
answer.
Hader to win, but I think Donald Glover deserves it more.
I agree.
Because when Atlanta, because it's season 3 of Atlanta.
Yeah.
When that came out, that was huge. And then his performance. I mean, Donald Glover's just good in everything.
Good at everything he does.
And he sings.
Good at everything he does.
This is America. You know? The meme. I love the meme.
You know?
You know?
You
I didn't want to go into detail because then we have to put a graphic warning on this.
I
but-
love, one thing about me, I love Donald Glover.
Did you like him in Solo?
Yeah.
I didn't see Solo.
Well, I liked him in it. He could genuinely play. He could literally like voice a Muppet, and I'd be like, "You did such a good job here." He could do anything.
He could be Kermit the
He
Frog.
could literally put a bag over his head and sit on a soundstage just silently. And yeah, I think he should be nominated for lead actor in a comedy series. He could do anything.
My favorite
Genuinely.
performance of his is Community.
Oh, I was watching that recently, and
Brian Abbott in the morning.
it's so funny that that's like where he started. Like,
Yeah.
it's so weird. Like
On the
it's
Dan
just,
Harmon show.
yeah, like it's so. I was like a fan of his music before I was like a fan of him as an actor.
Oh, see, I knew him as an actor first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's just genuinely one of the most talented artists of our generation. Not just musically. Like I just mean as in like artists in like general.
Yeah.
Like in terms of
across
like
the
all
board.
media. Yeah, like across the board. I think he's so talented, and I think if he's nominated for an award ever, I think he should win it.
I could see him
So,
getting into the
I could see
category of people like winning an award from each major award show.
Oh, and EGOT.
If he got into musicals, because is he in musicals? I don't think he is. He hasn't done
Not yet,
anything
but he could.
theatrically. But if he did, I could see him being one of those people who wins
the EGOT.
all of them.
Like
Is
a
it called
Whoopi
EGOT?
Goldberg. Yeah. Because he could win the Emmy. I'm sure he has a Grammy. I don't know actually.
He has to have a Grammy. There's no way.
He was in some Avengers movie too. Or like a Spider-Man or something. I don't know.
No, he's not in a superhero
He's in a
movie.
Marvel movie.
No,
Yeah. Like he makes a brief cameo. I remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't see enough Marvel to tell you.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I think if he's nominated, he should win. No questions asked. He's Donald Glover.
Yeah.
But I also love Barry and I love Bill Hader. And I think he should win too.
I'm a Barry boy. So
I'm
I
a
want
Barry
him to
boy.
win, but I think Donald Glover deserves it more because I think Donald
Yeah,
Glover.
I agree.
If I stacked these two against each other, they're both great actors, but I feel
But-
like 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna pick Donald Glover as the better actor.
Me too. 100%.
And obviously, like Steve Martin, Martin Short, they're also good actors.
So great.
But I just don't think either of those two compare to the top two.
No.
Definitely not.
Yeah, Donald Glover should win.
Lead actress in a comedy series. We have Rachel Brosnan, Quinta Brunson. Oh, I'm not even saying the shows. Rachel Brosnan for Marvelous Miss Maisel, Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary, Kaylee Kuko for The Flight Attendant, Elle Fanning, The Great, Issa Rae for Insecure, and Jean Smart for Hacks.
Oh, interesting.
What's The Flight Attendant?
Oh, you haven't seen The Flight Attendant?
Mm-mm.
It's this really cool like murder mystery comedy starring Kaylee Cuoco, where basically like it starts off and like she wakes up and there's a dead body and she doesn't like know. Yeah, she doesn't really know. It's really
This sounds
good.
like my kind of show.
I love The Flight Attendant.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
I think it's so good.
What's it on?
It's on HBO.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Everything good is on HBO.
Everything good is on HBO. Thank you, HBO.
Not sponsored.
Sponsor
and not a call to
sponsor
action.
us.
This isn't a call to action either.
Please sponsor us.
But please sponsor
please
us.
sponsor us. HBO. No, I don't think she deserves to win for lead actress though. When compared, I think I want Quinta Brunson to win.
I could see that because see again, it's funny because on this list it's a toss up between the top two for me again, just like it was with the one before.
Love Rachel Brosnahan too.
Because Rachel Brosnahan and Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Mm-hmm. That's such a good show.
It's so good.
That was like one of the first shows with streaming where I was like, yeah, streaming shows could be a possibility of making good content.
Yeah.
Because that show is marvelous.
It is.
Mrs. Maisel.
That show is marvelous.
So good.
It's like, but I feel like I don't like it as much for the acting and the dialogue as much as I like it for the design.
That's fair.
But I still would be happy if she won.
I also liked Fleabag more than that show.
Oh, I
just love Fleabag.
I love Fleabag. I liked Fleabag more too. But I do think I want Quinta Brunson to win, and I think she deserves to win. I know like people loved Jean Smart and Hacks, which I did too. Or I think she's hilarious and amazing. And then Issa Rae, of course, or Insecure, I would also be happy with winning. But I think Quinta Brunson, I feel like that would be such like a great win.
Especially because Abbott Elementary was such a shock out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, like, sounds bad, but like when you first saw the ads for this show,
like
it felt like just, oh, this is one of the throwaway sitcoms to match the Modern Family fame. But no, like Abbott Elementary is genuinely such a good show.
It's such a good show, and like I love Quinta. I think like she's like one of like our biggest like stars to look out for right now. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that would be such a good win. I think she's gonna win, and I think she deserves to win.
I'm down for that one. Let's go.
Okay, yeah.
I like it because like I said, tied between the first two, just like I was on the previous one.
Yeah, I agree.
Now let's go to lead actress in a drama series. So we're gonna start with Jodie Comer, Killing Eve, Laura Linney, Ozark, Melanie Linsky for Yellow Jackets, Sandra Oh for Killing Eve, Reese Witherspoon for The Morning Show, and Zendaya for Euphoria. Okay, so, you probably know what my want and what I think deserves is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think I have the same one.
Is it Zendaya?
Yes.
Zendaya in Euphoria. Rue is one of the best characters in all of media.
I agree.
In my argument. She is the most character study based character ever. Because I love a character study.
You know you love a character study.
But like she's so good in that. I mean, the
good.
dynamic range of emotion she has to deal with compared to most of the characters in the show is wild. She'll go from 1 second from being totally just normal and neutral to anger to sadness, all in the span of like 20-minute scene.
Yeah.
And it's nuts because of the level she pushes herself to. You would not expect, considering she started on a Disney show. And not to like bash Disney actors, but like when you're on a Disney show, there's not a whole lot you're doing there necessarily. Yeah. Like, and that's not a bad thing. Disney is a different type of television show.
It's a children's.
Yeah, and they usually have one-note characters. But seeing Zendaya play such a dynamic range after growing up watching her on Shake It Off,
yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah, especially in season 2, because I know she just won this award for season 1.
Yeah.
But
she deserves it for season 2. She was even better.
She was even better. I'm sorry, like I don't think Reese Witherspoon, and I love Reese Witherspoon, but I don't think she deserves to win for The Morning Show.
It's not that great. Show.
I could see one of the Killing Eve girlies winning.
I want to see Sandra Oh win.
Yeah.
I feel like
I could see that. I love Killing Eve.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How big of a Killing Eve fan are you?
Not as big as like Succession or Euphoria, but yeah. I like Killing Eve a lot. I think I could see either of them winning. But I do think Zendaya deserves it, and I think she should win,
Mm.
and I think she will.
God, we're in agreement on that one.
Yeah.
And now we go to lead actor in a drama series. So we have
Okay.
Jason Bateman with Ozark, Brian Cox for Succession, Lee Jung-jae for Squid Game. I almost said Squid's Game. Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul, Adam Scott for Severance.
Adam Scott.
That's how I always say his name. And Jeremy Strong for Succession.
Okay, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have different ones on this one, so you go first.
I think Lee Jung-jae deserves it for Squid Game.
Mm.
Of the year,
I agree.
and considering it was a show that I wasn't as big of a fan of, I was really impressed with the performance.
Yeah.
It was it's just it's very character driven, character study based character where you're following this person's arc and you're not as necessarily concerned with the plot, but you're more concerned with the character and their motivations, because then when the plot does play out and there's that potential for the character to, it becomes this whole thing of you actually do feel the suspense because they spent so long building up this character and the actor put so much effort into making you care for this character.
Yeah.
Despite the tribulations they have to deal with.
Agree.
Trials and tribulations.
I also feel like that was a really like complex character because it's not like he was like a very like in some ways a very like prototypical protagonist. Like, he was very sweet, very selfless. He was like really going like above and beyond to like help the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
Like we saw him do all that, and so you do grow liking him, but he was a flawed character.
Yeah.
In some ways. We definitely see like glimpses at like him being greedy.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely see like, maybe he wasn't always like the most present with his family. So he is a flawed character. But I feel like we do get to see like a little bit of both. It makes for like a really complex protagonist that I really enjoyed. I agree, and I think he did an amazing job in that show.
Especially because I don't think I've seen him in anything before this.
I hadn't either.
And so I always am a big fan of new actors in the scene coming out from not having seen them in any other big show and then having a breakout show, finally be able to show their expertise. You know what I mean? I also think Bob Odenkirk was good.
I've heard.
You would love Better Call Saul.
I know. I need to watch it. Do you think I can watch it without Breaking Bad? Or do I need to watch Breaking Bad first?
Watch Breaking Bad first.
Okay.
I mean, like, you don't need to. I personally enjoyed it more watching Breaking Bad first because there's little things in there, I
need to watch it.
But
okay. This is hard. I could see like Lee Jung-jae winning for sure. I really would love Jeremy Strong to win for Succession.
Yeah.
Because in season 3, his performance was spectacular. Genuinely one of the best leading performances I've ever seen. And Jeremy Strong, his character's name is Kendall Roy. Okay. And Kendall Roy, I think, is one of my favorite characters in all of media. He's such a complex character. He's so, like, it's weird, like, seeing this person that is so, like, morally horrible, but at the same time, like, you do sympathize and, like, really, I don't know. You grow liking to this character in a weird way. And, like, there was a lot of, talk around Jeremy Strong in season 3 of Succession just because there's that New Yorker profile. It kind of like painted him as this. I personally did not think it painted him in a negative light. I know he's like come out and said like he feels uncomfortable with how it like portrayed him, but it portrayed him as this like really like intense, like almost method actor. And like it's funny because like I would say Succession is like a comedy, like a dark satire, and he was like, it's not, like he was saying like it's not funny, like it's not a comedy,
it's not funny, guys.
It's not, it's like a very serious, like, you know what I mean?
It's not the joke.
It's not a joke. Like that's literally the title of the New Yorker profile. It's like on Succession, Jeremy Strong does not get the joke,
really,
or something. Yeah, and it painted him as this like really like intense like method actor kind of.
Yeah.
And like people there was like a lot of like discussion around that, and then like people like Anne Hathaway were like defending him, and like, which I don't think there was anything to defend him for. Like I think. And like even like his co-stars were saying that they were like concerned for him because he would get so lost in his character. But you know what? After watching season 3 of Succession, that's deserved. Like he is so talented, and like I've never seen an actor that can just like embody this character and like embody like pain and like happiness, and also just like this very like nuanced like morality that his character has. Like I think he did such a good job, specifically in season 3. And I think he deserves to win. I think there's a good chance he will. Mm-hmm. I could also see, Bob Odenkirk winning as well, even though I've never seen that. But
Do you want to know a fun fact about Adam Scott?
Yeah.
Adam Scott is in the 4th Hellraiser movie, which is an awful movie. It's Hellraiser Bloodline, and it's so bad.
Adam Scott is one of my favorite actors.
Really?
I love I think just like historically I've loved everything he's in. Parks and Rec, Big Little Lies, Severance. I don't think he deserves to win for Severance as much as like I loved the show.
Yeah.
And like as much as I think he did such a good job, but like I wouldn't pick him in this lineup, but
Fair.
I still love it. I love him. But yeah.
I just like saying his last name. Scott.
Scott.
I like the name Scott. Scott.
He's just like, that name is so like
so powerful.
So powerful.
But
Adam
it's also
Scott.
so
it's so basic but powerful at the same time.
Powerful. Well, I think we're going to end it there. We're definitely, there's more categories we could have gone through. So for sure, go check out the supporting actors and actresses categories. It's just there's so many of those to go through that we want to make sure to give them enough time. So for this, we're probably going to call it here. But yeah. Excited for the Emmys. We'll see if we're right about all these predictions.
Yeah. Do you have any media of the week you want to share?
Media of the week. What have I been watching? I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once again for class. Still stands as my second favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
Fantastic movie. There's just everything about it so perfect. Like I can't think of anything bad in that movie. What about you?
I recently watched All About Lily Choo Choo. And I really enjoyed that. So, okay, there's a band called Lily Choo Choo that I've been listening to for a while. They only have one album on Spotify. They're like this like rock band from the 2000s. And I was like, oh my God, like this, I can't believe this band only has one album. Like they're so great, blah, blah, blah. And then they're not even a real band. It's a fictional band that was created for this movie that's called All About Lily Choo Choo.
Yeah.
And it's like basically this like love story drama. And like the band was like made like it was fictionalized like for this movie and like the soundtrack. And I didn't know that. And it was actually when it was like the night of my birthday, like I watched it. And I really enjoyed it.
You're looking up like concert tickets.
Yeah. To Lily Choo Choo. I was like, why? Where are they? Like this is so underground. No, it's just not a real band. But I watched that. I really enjoyed it. And I also started Twin Peaks recently.
Yeah.
That is really good.
That's did David Lynch do the first episode? Or did he do the whole show?
I think he did. I believe he did the whole show, but he for sure did the first episode.
Yeah.
I'm a big David Lynch girl. Like I love, I think he's an amazing artist.
Never seen a David Lynch.
No, you haven't seen Mulholland Drive?
No, I haven't even seen Eraserhead, which feels like one I should have seen.
Yeah. I haven't seen Eraserhead either. But regardless, like I'm a big fan and I was like, it's time that I watch Twin Peaks. The only thing is each episode is so long. It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's like a movie.
It's a big movie, so it's a big commitment, but I'm taking it slow. I'm starting it from scratch, so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
But
yeah. We're going to call it there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast. Hope you liked the new set. We're not even done with it. This is like the very bare bones version of it. Yeah. But all right, so next week we are going to be talking about Pinocchio, the new one that comes out on the 8th. So it'll already be out by the time this episode comes out. But we're going to be talking about that. That has Tom Hanks. I'm excited. It'll be but it'll be good.
Yeah.
It's going to ruin it for me because I love the original, but
yeah, I haven't even seen it. I didn't even realize there was a Pinocchio coming out.
There's been like 6 this year.
6?
No, there's been 3. 6 is an over-exaggeration.
3 Pinocchios?
You have the Amazon Pinocchio that came out with all the memes. Then you have the Disney Plus Pinocchio that's coming out this week. And then you have the Guillermo del Toro one coming out in November or December. So
I'm excited for that.
We're going to definitely have a Pinocchio ranking episode at some point in the next year.
A lot more Pinocchio than I realized I needed.
Yeah, we don't need that much Pinocchio.
We don't need. Please keep it.
Please stop with the Pinocchio. But yeah,
okay.
I've been Ryan.
I've been Sage.
And we hope you have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.